Hello and welcome back to Transfer Talk on Football Daily, where we break down the latest rumours and gossip surrounding the Premier League's best players. Without further ado, let's get into it. We kick off in North London, where Spurs' rollercoaster season continued on Monday night with a 5-0 thrashing of Everton. The third time in 4 games they have scored at least 3 goals. This result lifted them to within 3 points of 4th placed Arsenal, with the Lily-Whites having played a game more. But having already lost 7 games in 2022, Antonio Conte knows that his team are far from the finished article, and continues to make plans for a summer overhaul. According to Football Transfers, the Italian is closely monitoring Paulo Dybala's situation at Juventus, who has still not put pen to paper on a €10 million per season offer from the old lady, which has been on the table since the end of 2021. The report states that the Argentine's position in Turin is precarious, sparking interest from clubs including Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona and Spurs. Recently it has appeared that the Nerazzurri were leading the race for his signature, with their CEO Giuseppe Maratta, who signed Dybala for Juventus back in 2015, still enjoying a close relationship with his agent Jorge Antun. But with Inter's finances still needing to be carefully managed, they will likely have to sell players to reduce their wage bill in order to land the former Palermo forward, a situation that would be the same at Barcelona. The positive for Spurs is that they have been close to signing Dybala before, having been reportedly days away from completing a deal back in August 2019, before Juventus eventually decided not to sell at the 11th hour. Whether signing a 28-year-old forward who has missed at least 15 games with injury in each of the last 2 seasons is a good idea is another matter, but there can be no doubt about it, Dybala is a quality player when fit. According to reports though, unless Kane decides to leave this summer, Conte will focus much of his energy on defensive reinforcements, particularly focusing on the left-sided centre-back role that Ben Davies has been filling. According to the Daily Mail, the club's primary target is RB Leipzig's Josko Gvardiol. The only issue is that after signing a 5-year deal at the Red Bull Arena last summer, Die Roten Bullen are reportedly set to ask for £50 million, a massive fee for a 20-year-old defender with 23 league games in a top league under his belt. Whilst we are fans of the player after the failures of big money signings like Sanctions, Ndombele and Lo Celso, they can't really afford to miss. Lily-Whites fans, what do you make of these potential deals? Let us know down below. Gvardiol isn't the only RB Leipzig player attracting admiring glances from around Europe though, with his teammate Christopher Nkunku unsurprisingly the target of multiple elite sides this summer. The 24-year-old has contributed a quite frankly ridiculous 25 goals and 13 assists in 37 games so far this season, playing off the left or often more centrally too. He has been the cornerstone of Leipzig's rejuvenation under Domenico Tedesco, and with Die Bullen the highest ranked side still in the DFB Pokal, and automatically into the Europa League quarter-finals after Spartak Moscow's withdrawal, there is every chance he might end the season having won silverware. The interest in him is understandably massive, with Foot Mercato reporting that Man City, Real Madrid and PSG are amongst, quote, numerous interested parties, which is thought to also include Man United and Chelsea. Despite his solid form over the last few seasons in East Germany, Didier Deschamps is yet to hand the 6-cap French under-21 international his senior debut, and according to reports he believes he might need to be playing for a more prestigious club to force his hand ahead of Qatar 2022. The only issue is that Leipzig know that they have a potential superstar on their hands, with only 5 players in Europe having contributed more than his 21 league goals at the time of writing. If any club wants to sign the PSG Academy graduate, reportedly they will have to cough up £62 million or €75 million to do so. In terms of which club would suit him best, with Man City's primary target Erling Haaland, Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. performing so well, Chelsea struggling to get their superstar attacking options to click, and Man United, well, just struggling, we can't help think that the club that would actually suit Nkunku best is a return to PSG, the club where he made 78 appearances between 2015 and 2019. Whether he'd be willing to go back to the club that jettisoned him is another matter, but in our opinion he makes far more sense as an Mbappe replacement than the likes of Richarlison or Cristiano Ronaldo, as has been touted recently. Agree or disagree though guys, let us know in the comments. Next we take a trip down to the Championship where Middlesbrough's Jed Spence is making a serious name for himself. The 21-year-old right-back, who is currently on loan at Nottingham Forest from Borough, has been absolutely sensational this season, helping Steve Cooper's side get into the promotion mix. The former Fulham youth player has scored 2 goals and assisted 3 in 33 appearances for Forest this term, with his all-action displays attracting the attention of some of Europe's most prestigious clubs. Sports Witness are reporting that Premier League sides, including Man City and Spurs, 2 Spanish clubs, Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig and most notably Bayern Munich, are considering a bid of between 10 to 15 million euros. Sky Germany's Florian Plettenberg claims that further talks between Middlesbrough and Bayern Munich are expected this month, with the player keen for a decision to be made in April or May. This would obviously be an enormous opportunity for a player who hasn't yet made a top-flight appearance to join the 31-time German champions, who also have 6 European Cups to their name. Interestingly, this would continue a bit of a trend at Bayern for purchasing championship talent, with Omar Richards, formerly of Reading, having joined the club on a free last summer. 24-year-old Richards has actually been given a surprising amount of game time, helped of course by Alphonso Davies' unfortunate injury. He's made 10 Bundesliga appearances to date, 4 of which have been starts, with his 371 minutes ranking above players like Mark Rocker, Choupo-Moting and Tanguy Nianzou, boding well for Spence if he decides to make the move to Germany. What would you do if you were Spence though? Join a stepping stone club like Spurs or Dortmund, or angle for a move to a truly massive club like City or Bayern? Leave your thoughts down below. We head to Manchester now, where following United's tame 4-1 defeat to Man City, numerous players including Cristiano Ronaldo, as we covered on yesterday's Euro transfer talk, have been linked with moves away from the club. Another player strongly linked with an exit is Marcus Rashford, who is said to be perplexed over his bit part role in the team at current, having only played 136 minutes of the Red Devils' last 4 Premier League matches. He did start United's 1-1 draw with Atletico Madrid, but was, as usual this season, largely ineffective, only completing 1 dribble and firing off 1 shot before being withdrawn after 75 minutes. The interesting thing about this is if it had come 2 or 3 years ago, say after he had scored 17 league goals in 2019-20, there would be a whole host of clubs queuing up to sign him. As it stands, it's harder to see anyone forking out close to his £76 million transfermarkt valuation, given he has only contributed 6 Premier League goals this term. And that would seem to be supported by the current rumours, which say that West Ham, Arsenal, Newcastle and Atletico Madrid, none of whom you'd expect to win league titles in the next 2 or 3 years, are the clubs that are most interested. Rangnick has seemed to suggest that there is a definite future for Rashford at United, saying recently, he's got abundant talent, he's got pace, he's got the physicality, he's got everything you need for a modern striker. But with his game time being hampered and with his contract expiring in 2023, he might believe it's time for a new challenge after 7 years in Manchester. Guys, which club do you think would suit him best? Why not leave a few suggestions in the comments? And finally, we wrap up today's episode with the news that Newcastle are planning a sensational move for a Premier League legend this summer, none other than former Chelsea great Eden Hazard. Yes, according to Spanish publication Defensa Central, the Magpies have opened talks with Real Madrid to assess the feasibility of signing the Belgian when the window opens. This will be music to the ears of Los Blancos, who have grown increasingly frustrated with the winger, who has missed an extraordinary 61 games with injury since signing for an initial €100 million in July 2019. 41 more than he missed across 7 seasons in West London. This move would suit the 13-time European champions, who are continuing with audacious plans to sign not only Kylian Mbappe, but Erling Haaland this summer, so getting Hazard's £400,000 per week wages off the books would be a major help. As for Newcastle, their January business has given the squad and City a major boost, and they are currently in the middle of an 8-match unbeaten run in the top flight, with City and Liverpool the only teams to top their 18 points in that period. You feel that Newcastle will be looking to make at least one statement signing this summer, and Hazard would certainly fit into that category. However, we advise they proceed with caution. Even when he has been on the pitch this season, the former Lille man has been average, with 0 goals and just 1 assist in close to 800 minutes of La Liga action. His expected goals and assists per 90 ratio of 0.43 is solid, but not significantly better than Saint-Maximin's 0.39. At 31 and with a faltering body, you feel like unless it's a fee of around £20 million and severely reduced wages, this represents too much of a risk to the club right now. Another interesting development concerning Newcastle, however, is that they've reportedly entered the race to sign Chelsea's Antonio Rudiger. Yes, that's right, the normally reputable source of Mike McGrath from The Telegraph claims that the Magpies are keen to rival the likes of Bayern Munich, Real Madrid and Man United for the German signature. Even if Rudiger did want to move to the northeast though, there might be a problem. According to the article, the PIF are reluctant to break their wage structure limit of £200,000 per week, which Rudiger is supposedly after at a minimum. Newcastle fans, what do you think about these rumours? Can you see either of them joining? Let me know down below. So guys, that was Transfer Talk for another week. Let me know what you guys thought of the show. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give it a like. It really does help us with the algorithm. I'll catch you next time.